AM 1300 The Zone. Might as well rename it right now. It's no longer the Sports Buffet.
Uh-oh.
It is the David Bailiff Show.
It is.
He is in the Bud Light Studios with us, head coach of the Rice Owls. So thankful he can be a busy guy here in Austin, and proud and happy for him to join us as well. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thanks. Excited to be here.
And it is Austin. You're not in Houston right now, so why are you in Austin?
You know, we have an alumni event tonight, and we'll have a multitude of proud Rice Owls showing up tonight, getting ready for that September 3rd opener. We're starting early this year, you know, amassing the troops. We're all heading toward Austin early. Looking forward to that opening game.
In Texas, again, only winning one more game than Rice did last year.
Man.
You know, I tell you, that's was just, you know, what we were talking about. What a job, though, Mac's done for so many years. They just took a breath. They're one of the most storied programs in college football, and they'll be rolling again. There's no doubt about that.
Well, hey, Coach, I want to, kind of ask you about, your ball club this year. You got to be excited. Got a lot of returning starters coming back, too. But, first of all, let's kind of start where the Longhorns have a little bit of uncertainty, too, at the quarterback position for you, bringing in a young guy. Central Texas product, too, at the quarterback position.
From Austin, Taylor McCart.
Taylor McCart. Talk about the quarterback position there, and talk about the offense of the Rice Owls this year.
Well, that's really, I think, this year's going to be one of our strengths. We've got 10 returning starters offensively, and it all starts with your quarterback. And Taylor was really having an exceptional season last year, and he dislocated his shoulder, and we lost him the first quarter of the North Texas game, and then he didn't play again until the last two. And we won those two, and he really played magnificent. So excited to have him back. Would have liked to have had more snaps under his belt last season, but it is what it is. But the offensive line is back intact. Well, we graduated Scott Mitchell, but he got hurt so early in the year. One of our senior offensive linemen, we really didn't count him as a starter loss because the other kid had a lot more reps under his belt. Our tight ends are back. We have, I think we have some fabulous running backs for Conference USA. You know, Sam McGuffey transferred to us from Michigan 2 years ago. He was our leading rusher and receiver last season. And we've got some Charles Ross, who's, a bigger back when we need him. And Jeremy Eddington was a freshman running back for us last season. He averaged 6.2 yards a carry. So we really feel good where, when you hit two-a-days, you hit spring, and you have the same starters coming back, it's about getting better from practice one, and you're not having to educate them on how to get into the huddle, how to break a huddle. So from practice number one, it's all about getting better. And this is the first season since I've been there. We're not waiting on freshmen to come in and fill holes that we knew, that we were going to have to play two freshman defensive ends. And this year we have a veteran ball club and we have depth. And really, same defensively. We lost our best defensive player last year, Scott Solomon, a week before the Longhorn game. He broke his 5th metatarsal, and he'll be back. And he was captain of the football team. He's a great player. He's probably a 3rd or 4th round draft pick, and thrilled to get him back, and that he had a 5th year where he was able to come back. So defensively, we have 8 returning starters, and that's a good thing. Same thing defensively, we'll be able to get better. We've got our punters back, our kickers back. Our deep snapper graduated, but we really feel good about the young men we have doing that. He's Trevor Gillette. He also plays tight end for us, but he was one of the top-ranked deep snappers in the country.
Lake Travis?
Lake Travis.
Yeah, I remember calling his games.
He's got a brother.
He does.
Tanner Gillette.
Yeah,
right.
Very good.
Anyway, excited about it.
Yeah. Well, Coach, a lot of things going into this season that you've been able to develop, but I wanted to bring up recruiting and how difficult that might be at Rice. You have the academic standards to deal with. You have the state of Texas of going up against the Texases of the world. How difficult is it to recruit at Rice?
You find your niche, and what I really thought would be an obstacle, it really isn't, because you're recruiting so few young men. You get to spend quality time with each and every one and their families. And the traveling camps have really helped us develop relationships earlier. And we know if you come to our camp, you think you're smart, you think you're admissible, and we'll see what kind of athletes you are. And even those, we don't have huge attendance, but we have guys that are every year we're recruiting better, and we're getting bigger, faster, stronger, and we had a 100% graduation rate last season.
Wow. You know, and I kind of let's piggyback on that because I remember, for a flashback here, working out at Rice when I was working out, getting ready in high school football, getting ready to take it to the next level. And I remember everything being open. You could actually go to Rice Stadium, work out there. I once had a picnic in the middle of Rice football field with a young lady. And sealed the deal. It was a good job. But I remember they closed it off recently and kind of upgraded everything around there. Practice fields, football facilities. So talk about that and how that's kind of helped with the, trying to proliferate the culture of Rice football.
Well, the one thing I did immediately when I got there was close the stadium down.
Oh, so that was you.
Kept leaving the dang garbage out on the football field.
It wasn't me, Coach. I cleaned up the Kentucky Fried Chicken boxes, man. I cleaned those up.
We did. We locked it down. Too many people were just coming in and taking advantage of it. But we have, we've got new turf. We have a great athletic director, Rick Greenspan, who had been the athletic director at Army and in Indiana and has built facilities there. So we now, I feel, have a strategic plan about moving this football program forward, upgrading facilities. And I tell you, we have a super president too that listens and he wants to win, and they want us. When we win, we have to do it the right way. We're not going to change our academics. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to continue to build the program and get the facilities, and we're doing that right now. And I'm excited about the direction we're going. My first spring there, we only had 54 players went through spring, and we'll open two-a-days this year with 105.
When you look at matchup with Texas, let's talk about the Longhorns a little bit. A team that likes to come down to Houston also, and I know you guys like having them as well, and developing this relationship with Mac and the Longhorns. What do you like most about taking on Texas at the beginning of the season like this for Rice football?
It's good for us to play in a venue like Memorial Stadium. Our players really enjoy it. Our fans enjoy, coming to Austin. It's a great place to visit on a weekend, and there's a tremendous college atmosphere in the stadium. And I tell you, Mac Brown, I have more respect for him. He just has done a tremendous job, not just for the University of Texas, but for football, collegiate football from coast to coast. He's very humble. He's very giving of his time to the high school coaches, and I've learned a lot from watching him and how he runs his program. And when there's a kinship I have with him, and then we know on Saturday though, there's no doubt what he wants to do, and there's no doubt what I want to do. And but he's been a great model for me coming into the profession, and I seek his counsel. When there's times that I'll need to have some questions, and I don't hesitate to pick up the phone and call him, and he's always been there to help. And at the same time, like I said, there's a reason he's had 10 win seasons in a row, because he does a great job. Yeah.
Hey, Coach, obviously the open up against Texas September 3rd. Tell us, Texas fans, who should we watch on offense? Who's going to be that guy on offense that Texas is going to go, man, after that game's over, that guy, that guy's unbelievable. And who's that guy on defense? Who's those guys that are going to make an impression on Texas fans from Rice football after September 3rd?
Well, I think, it's going to, our quarterback, Taylor McCart, he really is special. He's a young man that has very accurate arm, and he's got great head on his shoulders, and he can also extend the play. He can either move around in the pocket, or he can, on a 3rd and long, scramble and get those yards. I think Sam McGuffey will be a different player this year for us. While he was good last year, Sam's a great player, but he felt the weight of the city of Houston on his shoulders, transferring in from Michigan, and everybody had such high expectations. He really pressed last year and did some things that as the season went on, he'd worked his way out, and he's a 10-200 meter kid. He benches 400 pounds. If he had a muscle spasm, he could die.
I knew some guys like that.
Yeah. I mean, the YouTube videos alone, as far as pressure coming in for him, I remember seeing those.
He did. We had long talks about that last season. When you press, nothing good happens.
No.
And, I think Sam now is just having fun. And, you're at your best when you're working hard, having fun, and I think that's where he is now.
When you look at the schedule, Coach, going in, and I know that a lot of coaches don't look past that first game, but the non-conference, especially at Texas, Purdue, at Baylor, some big names across the board before you get into conference play. What are some of the things that, though, beside the competition, which is is first rate. What do you want to try to accomplish in those kind of games before getting into conference?
We just got to get better because, it is about trying to win Conference USA. And, I think Baylor with their quarterback Cummins back, and, you look at the jobs Art done improving that football program at Baylor. You look at Northwestern, they have their quarterback, Perza's back. So it's going to be tough competition. And you know what? And we got to go out there and we got to compete. And what we have to realize, it's all about Conference USA. But we got to go out there and try to win every football game. Win or lose, we just got to make sure we're going to be at our best when conference football starts.
Oh, well, hey, Coach, I appreciate the time, Coach, and it's been fantastic. Appreciate you coming out too.
I enjoy. I'm a Porter Junior High grad. I'm a South Austin. I'm
Yeah.
a South Austin guy. So I grew up here.
Somebody said that you're a South Austin guy.
Going to Longhorn games. My parents had season tickets that were high dollar. They put us kids in the dollar section and gave us some Coke money and picked us up at the end of the game. So I was here in '69 and watched those Longhorns win the national championship. And so it's.
So you do have a big tie with them just from that.
Well, it's just,
Also,
when you
growing up in the city.
You just grow up in the state of Texas. I've been really fortunate in my career to stay and remain in the state of Texas that, I love. I did 5 years at the University of New Mexico. I got my immigration papers as soon as I could, to get back. Didn't change my status. I was still a Texan when I came back. And one of those where I really want to stay in this state.
Yeah, well, it's a great place and a tough place also to coach
football.
in, but there's no other place in the country to coach football in.
No, I
I
mean,
can
just
imagine.
the high school football here is so important.
Oh, man.
And the passion.
It's there. It's everywhere.
No doubt. Well,
Like
Coach,
Friday Night Lights.
yeah, no doubt. Hey, Coach, we appreciate it, and good luck on September 3rd, of course, and good luck throughout the season.
Yeah, not too good of luck, right?
Well,
From your standpoint with that orange.
hey, he's a guest. He's a friend of the
Okay.
buffet.
I'm here, I'm a guest.
Buffet
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Thanks,
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Jay.